In this video, we'll be talking about if Hezbollah, Saudi Arabia, UAE, Qatar, Turkey, all of the rest of the Arab countries, including Hamas and Hezbollah, have they aligned for the first time ever for a common goal? That's what we will be discussing. Before I move on, guys, just to remind you, if you're not subscribed to my channel, consider subscribing. The first one I want to share with you is this one. So Qatar, this is something I cannot confirm if this happened, that Qatar told Trump enough is enough, find other partners in the Middle East, or we will strike back at Israel. Again, I cannot confirm if that has happened, because we know now that Qatar is actually talking to Donald Trump, the foreign minister, the prime minister of Qatar. This person, he is in the States at United Nations, and he is supposed to be holding talk with Donald Trump regarding the strike, Israeli strike on Qatar. Let's take a listen what he has to say.
This is part of our ongoing negotiation efforts. These residencies house the negotiating team of Hamas and their families. The residential areas are known to all those who are engaged in negotiations, even diplomats and journalists that have held meetings with the negotiating team knows where these residencies are. We take measures to verify what happened, and it turns out that the casualties included Arif Bado, Saad Mohammed Adosi, who was 22 years old.
So basically he's absolutely furious, rightly so, after he saw what he saw coming from Israeli strikes. 6 people got killed, and as I said, some of these countries, they're taking it very, very seriously, including this person. Take a listen what he has to say.
And we reject and condemn the actions of the occupying authority, Hamas of Israel in the region, the latest of which is the brutal aggression against the sister state of Qatar, which requires an Arab, Islamic, and international response to confront this aggression, and to take international measures to stop the occupying authority and deter it from its criminal practices that destabilize the security and stability of the region. We will stand with the sister state of Qatar in whatever measures it takes without limit, and we will dedicate all our resources. Therefore, we also condemn the continued brutal assaults on our Palestinian brothers in Gaza and the persistence in committing crimes of starvation and forced displacement. On behalf of my master, the custodian of the 2 holy mosques, may God...
I do think that is a kind of a declaration, major declaration from Saudi Arabia against Israel, where we might see Saudi Arabia helping Qatar, or any country for that matter, militarily to defend its neighbors. Because the wording here is very, very interesting. He said, MBS, that we will deploy all of our capabilities. Like, we will deploy capabilities. Basically, what does it mean? Of course, yeah, financially, will help other countries to procure, weapons, things like that, jets, build his military. Like what he's doing with Syria, he's helping them to rebuild the country and sending them billions of dollars and millions of barrels of oil, crude oil, to Syria to build the country, because he knows that eventually Israel is going to come after them after they are done with Syria completely. Syria will be gone. And so this announcement from MBS is very, very significant. Sounds like to me that he is willing to take the fight to the next level, and he is gonna wage war against Israel if he has to.
Undoubtedly, this attack undermines the efforts and good offices undertaken by the state of Qatar within the framework of its mediation to achieve a ceasefire in the Gaza Strip and to secure the release of hostages and detainees. It constitutes a serious obstacle to international and regional efforts aimed at establishing peace in the Middle East. In this context, we commend the numerous efforts that the state of Qatar has made and continues to make toward achieving a ceasefire in Gaza and alleviating the suffering of the brotherly Palestinian people. Your Excellencies and distinguished guests, thank you for your attention.
Okay, so basically this report from Times of India, they're saying that the Arab bloc, they broke security ties with US, and they're now siding with Putin. In fact, Putin is going to be hosting Arabs after Trump betrays Qatar. Wow. I mean, that already happened quite a bit, because we know UAE, Saudi Arabia, and Egypt, they now pivoted towards China and Russia for their military need. And we have seen how this country, Egypt, they have got an HQ-9 missile defense system from China. They have obtained that, or they are in the process of doing so. And now Putin is seeing a huge opportunity to bring all of this to the fold of BRICS, all of these Arab countries, so that the oil power will be exclusively will remain to the global south and not to the west. And this is why we're seeing probably that UAE is taking such a bold step. According to this report, they are meeting, UAE and the leader, the administration there. They met with the Qatari counterparts. They visited Qatar, and they shook hands, and they did not have to go to Qatar for that, for the PR, but they did go. Now, I'm not saying that they're going to be waging war against Israel. I'm not saying that, because I know, and you know, guys, that these are weak leaders. They will not. They will just create some buzz, make some noise, and then they will shut down, because at the end of the day, Zionists are their masters. But to me, looks like this time it looks like they are doing it a little bit too much. Not only that, UAE is meeting Qatari officials by going to Qatar itself. I mean, don't take it for granted, because it's quite a bit of show to travel all the way to a different country just to shake hands and tell them, hey, we're with you. Really, I mean, you don't have to do that. But UAE is doing that. And not only that, UAE, they summon Israeli deputy ambassador over Israel's attack on Qatar. Are they going to expel him? Looks like so. I mean, not looking good at all. Not only that, but also take a look. UAE, they have informed Israeli defense establishment that Israeli industries will be banned or barred from participating in the Dubai Air Show, one of the world's largest aerospace and defense exhibitions held in UAE's capital every 2 years. So how many steps they have taken already? 3, 4, 5. And they're just getting livid. Again, I'm not saying that these things that they're doing is a very good indicative that they're going to take action against Israel. They will not. But what they're definitely trying to say is that we are sending Israel a message that don't come to us and attack our country, because we don't care about Gaza. We don't care about Palestine. You take it. You are committing genocide. Yeah, we can do really nothing about this. We will not do anything about this. But don't come and kill us, please. That's really the message. But they're showing real power for that. I mean, can you imagine if they did all of this when the Gaza genocide started? Today there will be not so many casualties, so many killings happening in Gaza. But these Arab leaders did not come together when Gaza genocide started. Now this is interesting. Take a listen, because Pakistan has something very interesting to say.
I'm obliged to take the floor to respond to some comments. The representative of Israel perhaps did not listen attentively to all council members and other speakers in today's debate. And in our view, it is unacceptable, indeed ludicrous, for an aggressor, an occupier, a serial violator of UN Charter and international law, that is Israel, to abuse this chamber and disrespect the sanctity of this council. And this is not the first time. And by pointing fingers on others, baseless assertions primarily aimed at masking its own illegal actions.
Okay, so Pakistan is freaking out, and who else? As I said in the beginning of these videos, that these Arab countries, including Hezbollah, Hamas, they're coalescing, they're coming together, realizing that any of them could be next. And Hezbollah has fired the warning shot. Take a listen.
الاتصال الأخير من بايدن بيأكد كل اللي كنا نقوله سابقا، إنه لا، الأمريكان بس بدهم يشغلوا يوقفوها بيوقفوها. إنه الأمريكي ما بيقدر يفرض على الإسرائيلي، هذا حكي فاضي. لو بتعرف في هيك نظريات. أنه إسرائيل هي حاكمة أمريكا. لا حبيبتي، أمريكا هي الحاكمة إسرائيل. هاي قصة اللوب اليهودي والصهيوني، هاي ما تواخذوني نكتة.
So this is coming from the late leader Hassan Nasrallah of Hezbollah. And Hezbollah right now, they have also issued statements pledging their allegiance to the Arab leaders, promising them that we will be standing with you. That also includes Iran and Turkey. So all of these countries are really coming together. And Hassan Nasrallah, when he fired this warning shot, Hezbollah leader, late Hezbollah leader, he was absolutely spot on. And Yahya Sinwar himself, he said too that in the future Israel is not going to stop with Palestine. They're going to come after all of you guys. Subscribe to my channel for all the updates. I'll see you in the next video.